Greetings. Welcome back to a cup of conversation with me, Nidra Simmons. Let me do my little jingle that I normally do on here. So for those that are catching me in the afternoons, they're gonna hear it. Um, hey, let's talk about it. I wanna talk about it. Let's have a cup of conversation. That's my little jingle that I have on here with a cup of conversation and food for thought with me, Nidra. I hope that you all are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. As always, when I come on here, I give honor and glory to Mother, Father, God, Universe. I want to start off by saying if you hear any music that's going to be playing in the background, I do not own the rights to the music. It is just music playing to set the tone. Um, I do not own the rights to the commercials. You're going to hear commercials that's going to come on here. I don't own the rights to that. I'm not promoting anything on the radio. It is just music that is help playing that I'm playing to help set the tone, to help keep me grounded, to help keep me um, grounded, basically, so I can come back in case I float out there with these conversations. Um, as always, I come on giving honor and glory to God, Mother, Father, God, Universe, Creator of the earth, of the world. Thank you, God, for always being there for me and providing for me and my family and my loved ones, um, soon to be loved ones. Um, I thank you I thank you, God, for all that you do for us. Thank you, and I pray that you continue, and for the viewers, to watch over us and keep us and bless us, keep us covered under the blood, washed by the blood, protected by the blood, fully dressed, wearing the full armor of God, the helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, shield of faith, sword of God's holy word, belt of truth, and shoes of peace. Thank you for keeping us and protecting us and keeping us while we were in our dream state, and continue to keep us while we're awake here in our alert state. Continue to have your way, God, in my life. And again, to all of those that are out there, continue to provide for us mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, in every way possible. Continue to order my steps, direct my path. God, I repent. I ask for forgiveness for everything, knowing and unknowing, that I may have done sinfully, and pray that you encourage and strengthen me not to repeat and do anything along those lines. Let me learn from all of my mistakes and move forward accordingly. Direction is forward and up, God. You are the mark of the high calling. You are where I need to keep my focus on and my eyes on, God. So when I come on this live, I pray that it's less of me and more of you. Use me as your vessel to speak to your people. Allow the conversations to come out and flow, and allow those that who need to hear whatever the conversation is, hears it, receive it out of love. I pray that you continue to just have your way, God, with me. Um, and always giving you, God, much gratitude. And also to our big brother Jesus, archangels, guardian angels, all angels in the highest Christ light. Much respect and gratitude to you as well. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for the gentle nudges. Thank you for being obedient and following the will of Mother, Father, God, Universe, Creator, and helping us along our way so that we continue to move forward. These blessings I ask in your holy name. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I thank you all out there, and I hope that you all are having a wonderful Thursday. Again, this week has flown by. It was just Monday, and then I came back on here. Then it was Wednesday. Now it's Thursday. About to be Friday. So not only is the hours of the days are passing by fast, it's the days of the week that is flying by. I don't know if it's the same out there for you all out there, but it is for me. I do want to give a shout out to Cutting Mix. This I got off of TikTok. This is a drink that helps energize you. Um, I have not had a cup of coffee all week long. I've been drinking this, the Leafar cutting mix. Um, berberine and yerba whatever you call it. Sorry if I butchered the name, but it has energized me. It has allowed me to be alert, and I have been able to get up and get out the house and walk. Now, I haven't been taking this for a long time, so I'm only sharing with you, and I've only taken this for a short time this week. I actually started this on Monday, and I have been walking twice this week, and I have also done some in-house exercises. So if you are feeling a little down or, tired or whatever the case might be, try some of that cut and mix. It may help you. But also in this week alone, there has been change. that has taken place in the atmosphere. And so the change that has taken place in the atmosphere also has contributed to me moving out there and getting on to sticking to a new routine and get into some healthy habits to help take care of myself. So I want to encourage you all out there. I know sometimes life be lifing, and you tend to not want to take care of yourself because you're so worried about what everybody else has to be taken care of, or you have to take care of everybody else. Don't forget to take care of you. It's important to take care of you first. God uses us as examples. So if you don't know how it looks or what it looks like to take care of you first before you take care of anybody else, and when I say take care of you first, God is always in the midst of when I say take care of me. I encourage you all to spend that one-on-one time understanding and have that understanding time with God in yourself and to read the words, to hear how God speaks to you through the word and maintain that relationship with God because we're in end times and it's important for you all out there to have a relationship with your self and with God. Um, I just want to iterate out here too. When you come on this live, please be respectful. I do not give authority or rights for anybody to use my face um, without permission. And there's someone that keeps coming on here with different faces saying they're going to use my face for other reasons. I serve a God that's greater than any negative stuff that's out there. So if you use anything that God first created on this planet and you try to use that against me, it's not me that you have a problem with, it's God. So be careful of who you pick on and be careful how you treat God's people because God don't play about his children. Mother, Father, God, children. God don't play about God's people. So you come on here and you say these things about how you're going to use my face and put it on all these negative things. It's not me that you have a problem with. I work for God. I serve God. So what I do out here, I do for God. So the problem that you may have is not with me, it's with God. So I said that twice. I'm gonna say it a third time. If you have a problem with me, it's not with me, it's with God. So take it up with God. All right. So again, I hope that you all are having a wonderful day. Thank you for the compliments. Compliments are always welcome. Thank you for joining from Russia. I thank you all for joining the live. I welcome you all to come in and have a conversation with me. This is a cup of conversation and food for thought with me, Nidra. But I do ask that your conversations are professional. If not professional, respectful. I meant to say respectful, not professional. But that came out, so maybe it's needed. I will try to be as professional as possible. But I come on to encourage, uplift, to inspire, to perhaps give you pers- uh, a different way of looking at something so that it betters your situation, not for me, for you. So maybe something that I say may allow you to think on a different level because you didn't think of it that way. So that's what I mean by helping you, not me. Let me turn this down a little bit because I'm not going down. I'm going up. I'm going up with Mother, Father, God, universe, creator of all things, Mother Nature. I'm going up with God. But yeah, um, that went down too low. But I'll turn it back up again a little bit when that song going down. But anyway, the topic of discussion for this topic or this live today is personal improvements. All right, as I was saying, this topic is personal improvement, and this conversation was influenced by a compliment, or not a compliment, sorry. This is it was brought up because someone had made a comment on one of my posts, and I just thought that would be a good conversation because we have people that well, me personally, I've always been misunderstood, and I'm at the point now where if people misunderstand me, that's not my problem. That's their problem. I know who I am, whose I am, and what I carry. I know my purpose, and I try to move in my purpose. I don't sit here and um, try to put my points across on other people. But whatever I do for God, and I try to do the best of my ability. Um, I am a woman of God. Well, I guess this time of day we got some weird, not weird. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say weird people out here that's coming on with these comments. Um, but yeah, I don't have anything set out as far as how to what to I don't have a layout of how this conversation is going to go. This is just a free flowing cup of conversation, food for thought on personal improvements. And as I was saying, this conversation came about because I had did some pictures. You know, when you go on TikTok, you can go ahead and click on those pictures and they'll look at your face and give you a song that goes with, or something type of saying that goes with your picture. It's not necessarily songs. Sometimes it's words that come across that they would give you based off of your picture. And I post those pictures because want to, period. And also, there was a picture that I had. Thank you. There was a picture that I did where I had took my glasses off. And I usually, I wear my glasses all the time. So I don't really know how I look when I mean, I can see myself without my glasses, but as far as made up and everything without my glasses, that's not something I see on a regular. I get up, I wash my face, dry my face, I go and, whatever I need to do, and then I put my glasses back on. I don't really look at myself without my glasses because I have to wear my glasses. So I did a picture. I took two pictures, one with my glasses and one without my glasses. And when I saw the picture without my glasses, I was like, "Wow, is that how I really look?" I mean, I know AI put some lashes on it, but for the most part, it looked like a new me. So I had posted that picture, and I really liked that picture. And and I'm not ashamed to say I love me. I love everything about me. I've just learned how I look differently without the glasses. Oh, wow. See, I am so glad that I serve a God that is awesome. And I understand that people are trying to get some attention on these lives, but the things that they're saying on this live is ridiculous. And I pray God for your soul because I'm here to do a purpose. I'm here to serve and do what God feels. I'm doing what I feel God is requiring me to do. We got people over here um, making comments on these lives that are lies and not true and not even to the topic that I'm talking about. Um, but you know what? I'm a woman of God who knows that I serve a God that is greater and that God fights my battles. I don't have to sit here and turn into someone that I'm not to appease somebody else who is trying to get me out of character. Thank you. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining the live. Much appreciated. And thank you for the encouragement that's needed. Wow. The things that they say on here is hurtful, but I'm staying positive because like I said, if there's anybody that have any issues towards me, it's not me that the issues with, is with God. And I wouldn't want to have no type of problems with God. And thank you for liking my live. God is greater than any man out here, any rumor or whatever that's out here. And I wouldn't want to go against God or none of God's people that God put in place to help others. And thank you. I will stay strong. And I understand that there's a change. So when you new levels, new devils. So when you are confident in yourself, people don't want to see you confident. So I encourage you all out there to stay confident in yourself as well. I'm going to keep moving and stay confident because I know who I am, whose I am, and I know what I carry. And I know that I'm not doing anything that's wrong. This world will try to pin you into things that's wrong, and then they will try to make you um, take on something that you know is not right, but because they don't want to deal with the situation, they want to pin it on somebody, but they can't take ownership and responsibility for what they're doing. They're going to try to put it on somebody else. But see, I thank God for just being so awesome and so wonderful to give me an eye to see, an ear to hear, and a voice to speak. That's right. We from Connecticut. We strong and confident. That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah. But thank you. You put a smile on my face. Thank you. That was muchly needed. Thank you so much. So much. But yeah. But the reason for this conversation, like I said, I had posted some pictures on and they were clean pictures. It was on a TikTok. When you go on TikTok, you hit that little plus button and you put some and it plays a song. So so when I was listening to it, it usually gives me some encouraging words. So I'll sit there and I'll listen to it a little bit longer. My daughter be like, "Well, why are you just sitting there in the camera?" It's because I'm listening to what the words is that they're saying back. So but so I like I said, I don't like to show what I'm going through. I don't want to feel like what I'm going through. I want to be able to come across looking as if I am always blessed and highly favored, even though my personal situations, my life might be um not in that same I mean that same setting. So like I said, this conversation is about personal improvement. I always tell people that you have to take care of yourself first. This world is going to try to make you seem like you can't take care of yourself. This world is going to try to um, make you feel like you have to do everything else but take care of you. And I'm here to remind you that you have to take care of yourself first. And God is always in the mix, in the midst of that too, when you are putting yourself first. Um, and sometimes we have to make personal improvements for ourselves to feel good. So like for us, that's there's a saying when you look good, you feel good. Um, it's no secret when you go and get, me as a woman, when you go and get your nails done, get your toes done, and get your hair done, you look good, you feel good. Then the next thing you want to do is go find an outfit. You want to find something that's going to reflect how you look, how you feel. So I encourage you all out there to want to uh, have personal improvements for yourself because you're changing constantly. You're changing on a regular basis. You're getting older, you know. Um, I've never been 50 before, and I'm 50, and I'm enjoying it. There's a lot of things that came along with me turning 50, and I'm going to just keep going forward because my direction is forward and up. My mark is on God, and I'm going to go wherever God calls me to go. In the meantime, I had I look 20. Thank you. Much appreciated, but I'm not 20. Um, but yeah, you should feel like you're the inspiration. Thank you for the heart. You should feel like you're the inspiration. Your intuition is not telling you wrong. Um, because like I said before, I started to say I didn't finish it. How I've been misunderstood for years. Um, People have misunderstood me for a very long time, and I let it bother me for years. But I'm at a point now where I'm not going to let it bother me. If you misunderstand me, it's not my issue; it's a you issue. Hello, how you doing?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I am
What we are
great.
talking about?
The conversation of discussion is under the title Personal Improvements. You said that you felt you inspired this conversation.
A conversation with a little birdie earlier
Uh-huh.
when I tapped into the live, I was like, wait, it's very familiar. So I was like, you know what? Let
Mm-hmm.
me see what's going on over here. Let me see if I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. But I thought that would be an interesting topic of conversation because as I was scrolling through the internet, the lives on previous people that's on that talks, um, I want to make sure I stay on track now. um, there's people that um judges other people based off of how one may present themselves, not knowing the whole story or why people do what they do. Now, we shouldn't have to go and explain ourselves to everybody. And you should be confident in yourself to do what you do and, be okay with it. But you still have people like, I don't know if you caught the early part of my live, but there was some people saying some crazy comments on here, and I will not repeat them. Um, and I know that that's taken place because there's been a change in the atmosphere. I don't know if you felt the change. I felt the change. And so I guess it goes along the level of new levels, new devils. So when people see or feel that you gain your confidence, or if you don't seem weak, they feel like you're easy to come back and try to break down because a lot of people like to see you down or where they left you at last. I think I just shifted the conversation. But it still ties into personal improvement because that saying when you feel when you look good you feel good. And then I broke down earlier how like for example me, I said if I get my nails done, I get my hair done and my toes done, the next thing I want is an outfit. So then I want to get something that'll make me look decent, so it matches up the attire. So I feel like I'm shifting away from I don't know if I asked a question or if I was just explaining to you what was going on. But all in all, it all ties in together. It's just coming out like it's all over the place. And when things like that happen to me, I'm thinking maybe people need to hear it, but not how I intend for it to flow out. Are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay. But yeah, um, since you on here, do you have any feedback or anything to say about personal improvement? Do you feel like, I mean, is it something that you think should happen to individuals as they progress in life, or if there's personal issues or situations that's going on in their life that they're trying to not put full focus on, or whatever the case might be?
Okay. Let me do a little bit of mansplaining if you don't mind.
Go ahead,
Um,
go ahead, go ahead.
all right. First, I'm going to say I agree. When you look good, you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you don't have to let your face or your appearance tell the story about what's going on with you behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So, even when you're instructed to fast, you're told to wash your face and put some lotion on. In my words, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
We're instructed not to go about like the Pharisees and the Sadducees and proclaim it out on the street corner and let everybody know what we're doing. It's not. By the time you do that, everything that you're doing is supposed to be for God. It then lost its purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're supposed to do your alms in secret.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back on the looking good and feeling good. since I am a male and I'm visual, I'm gonna say sometimes over the years, I'm gonna say in the church. Let's talk about the church, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
I've noticed that what happened when I would bring up the subject of making your personal appearance look good to a certain way, and you might say, and what I hear is, well, I feel good, so I want to look good. But when it's to the point where your attire is very revealing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you're all out in front of the church leading us, leading a, you're
That's
leading the service, you're leading the service and
mhm.
whatnot and all that kind of stuff. But I can see every nook and cranny. I think at some point, why? How is it always? How can you really say it's about you when I can see everything that's going on?
Mhm.
And I would also often ask the question, and I would get, and honestly, I would get attacked for asking. I would say, if you know, you know that we depend on each other as a body to make it. Why would you, as an individual, set a stumbling block in front of your brother and sister by by dressing or presenting yourself in a provocative manner? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's just one of those things that I've always thought about over the years. Like when I'm on these apps, what I do first thing, because I'm a man and I'm visual, and I see something, I say, oh, she's a nice looking woman.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go to her profile and I'm gonna start looking through her photos. And if I see a whole lot of provocative stuff, right away I'm passing judgment on her. Say, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
She's looking for attention.
Mhm.
And but yet, when I would say things like that, I'm being told by masses, and when I say masses, I'm talking about female.
Yeah.
She's not doing it for you. She's doing it for her.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking to myself, really?
Mhm.
So I'm supposed to believe that you didn't see every crevice and crease before you walked out in them pants or whatever else you got on. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And to me, like, I'll just say this: like recently, my daughter's been planning to go to a concert,
Mhm.
and we know how these concerts are. We see it all online. They got clips and all this other stuff. And she's into this group, this Korean pop group.
Yeah, that this generation is
Yeah, they get anime in Korea,
if
right?
you 16 on into your 30s, most likely you're
Yeah. I mean, I watched Dragon Ball Z. I can't lie. So anyway, and I'm 51 years old, and I loved it.
uh-huh. Mhm.
It was fun. It was
Yeah.
funny too. But anyway, she gets this outfit, and you ever seen like the Asian ladies and how they wear those little schoolgirl type outfits? You know what I'm talking about? Like they go
Yes.
into private school,
Yes.
and you know how short those shorts, skirts are, shorts or whatever they want to call them.
Mhm.
I'm like, yo. She came in, she trying it on. She's like, Dad, what do you think about my outfit? I'm like,
They
I
dress
said,
like
bend
the
over.
people that's performing.
Yes,
Yeah.
like the women.
Yeah.
I said, bend down and touch your toes. She said, I said, if you can't bend down and touch your toes and not show your little Debbie's,
Mhm.
it's too short.
Mhm.
But she don't want to hear nothing I got to say.
Yeah, cuz
But at this, but she don't normally dress like that either.
mhm. And
You
it's only
understand what I'm
because
saying?
of the concert that's what they dress like sometimes I don't know if I should say this, but there's like there's a benefits or something that's offered. Like for example, when my kids used to go to the movies, and depending on what movie it was, if you dress like the characters in the movie, you'll get uh, uh, some type of something to lessen your pay or whatever the case might be. There's some type of I can't find the word, but some type of bonus for dressing up like these people that you're coming to see.
That may be the case. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They might, they might lower the price of admission for it. But as a father, and
Hmm.
that's my baby girl,
And you have all the right to
I'm
say
like,
exactly what you need to say.
I'm like, care if you're 20 years old, she'll be 21 in January.
Oh, okay.
Care less. Yeah, exactly. And I'm still holding on. I can't help it.
But
But
she's not your
when you
baby.
look
She's a
at her,
grown woman at 21.
exactly, she's a grown woman. But in my mind, it's like I realized that. But
Hmm.
mentally, I had to say, you know what?
Hmm.
she is a grown woman, and I have to be ready to, whatever decision she's make, she's gonna,
Yeah.
make them. But
Mhm.
I believe that we planted enough in her so that she doesn't make decisions to go out here and ruin her life,
Mhm. Yeah.
right?
Mhm. And you just have to trust and believe that, because me, I'm also, I got 4 kids. And they're, I have 2 adults that's already on their own. And then I have 2 that are getting there. I got one that's going to college, just starting to go to college, and one that's, already been and, in the process or in the middle of. So I
Yeah,
had to realize, and it took someone to tell me, and I didn't like it when they told me. I was like offensive, and it was like, why are you so offensive? Because to me, they're my babies, but they're not babies. And it's to the point where I had to sink in and let that really get into my head to where now I can tell other people when they say they have kids that's in their 20s on up, they're not babies. They're grown men and women.
exactly.
And
All right.
sometimes we're
So
going to have to
with that, here's the thing.
go ahead.
This is what I tell her.
Mhm.
I tell her, I said, I'm thinking from the mind of a young little predator.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm
I
saying?
do.
That got started early. So I'm looking through the lens of how young boys with raging hormones think.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's not her I don't trust.
No, it's the
It's
other people.
them.
Mhm.
Because I don't know them. I know her.
Mhm.
Because me and her still get up on the couch and watch movies together
Mhm.
and eat popcorn and all that like it ain't nothing. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm.
We ain't got no weird, strained relationship. But
Yeah.
it's like at the same time, like I said, I just had to realize, like you said, you still feel like those are my babies.
Yeah.
Like it don't matter.
Mhm.
And it is what it is. But I just wanted to share that
Yeah.
because it is true. When you look good, you feel good.
Mhm.
But I don't see nothing wrong with being modest. But at the same time, as a visual male,
Mhm.
I'm not going to sit up here and pretend
That you don't
that I don't
see.
see everything else too.
Mhm. And see, on that, and I'm not making excuses for the women, but there's a lot of things that women overcome. And when they're able to wear things that to them might seem pleasing, because women that have kids, your body change, you
Yeah,
gain weight, so forth. So you can't fit and wear what you used to fit, and so you go out there, and then your body starts getting unproportioned. Your top half might be bigger than the bottom half. So it can go, and like I said, I'm not making excuses for some women, because some women know they shouldn't be going out there wearing what they're wearing. But for those that are proud of their accomplishments of how they look now, or people that um had covered themselves up because of they didn't really provide for them, they were providing for everybody else, so they just wore what they wore because they wasn't worried about them. There's a point, and I guess you can hear I'm talking about me. There's a point to where I want to be able to appreciate me, all of me, and I do, but not be so hesitant on what I want to wear. Now I'm not going to wear anything provocative like this right here. This tank top shirt here is probably the most closest to provocative I'm going to get on this live, and it's just a t-shirt, a tank top. I like the color. I'm aware, but I'm not revealing too much. I'm still covered up. But for somebody else that might say, "Oh, well, you're showing too much." I'm not showing anything but shoulders. We all wear t-shirts. We all have shoulders. I'm not, but like I said, at some point, and that's why I said I was always misunderstood. People are going to always believe and think and say and feel whatever they want to feel. You have to be confident in yourself and just understand that you are being who you are, and that's it. But I do also want to say, on that same note, not speaking out of both sides of my mouth, but you still should be presentable when you go outside, because there are other people that are, children and different things. And then you have those male people out there that are not kosher there, and they would like to do negative things. But you just have to trust as a parent that you instilled all that you needed to in that child. Um, and that you, if you know that you explain to your young adults, now grown folks, what to look out for and how people can be tricky and different things like that, they're listening. They may not show that they're listening at that time, but when they get older and they see how life is and get some more of that independency in themselves, you're going to see that they really were listening to what you were saying. And you just got to trust in God that you taught the best of your ability that you can, because that's all you can do. Because once those kids are now grown up, they're no longer your kids. They're free to move on to do whatever it is that they want to do. And I had to get used to that too. And then when they get of age where they're an adults, they're gonna try to tell you what to do after a while. But either way, you still gotta remind them, look, I'm still your mom, I'm still your dad, or the case might be. So to each his own. But um, I do hear what you're saying, and I don't know how to give a proper answer to, because like for example, with me, when I was growing up, I was always developed beforehand. I was held in my house. I couldn't go nowhere because I did not look like my age. I was probably 10 years old and I could pass for an 18-year-old just by the development of how I have developed growing up. I don't know if there was something in the milk that I drank, but I never looked my age as far as when I was younger. I always looked older. I guess now that I'm older, I'm kind of looking younger, but I don't know how that works. But anyway, um, I've always been told in my ear, you can't dress a certain way. You can't wear this. You can't wear that because there's going to be someone out there that's going to want to try to take advantage of you. And I'm like, well, that's not fair because, you know, I'm not bothering nobody. I'm able to do what I need to do. I do what I'm supposed to do. I should not have to worry about how to dress because somebody else is going to think of a certain way of how I should be looking. So in that case, I mean, for me, I just took all of that and threw it out the window, and I just became plain Jane. I overdressed. My clothes were over my size, and I just went out there and just wore clothes to just get by. I didn't wear clothes to try to um, build my confidence up until now. So the question that I start off with, I don't know how to answer, how to prepare someone to think about somebody else's thoughts other than just don't do what's best for you and pray that your parents taught you how to do what you're supposed to do and so forth. Any input on that?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the only thing you can do is plant the seed and hope it grow.
Mm,
And you know, like I looked over my my children, and I would say, you know what? I don't. There's some things I wish I'd done better,
mhm,
but at the same time, since they're not out here running around with shiesties on, uh,
mhm,
eliminating people that look like us, I feel like I succeeded. You know what I
mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
So back to her. I mean, I trust her,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna just say this: I don't trust
The other
people,
people. Mhm.
and the only thing I do is just pray and hope that she's safe whenever she does.
Mhm.
Because she's gonna move about. She goes and comes whenever she wants to,
Mhm.
and sometimes she'll tell me where she's going, and sometimes
Sometimes
she
you
won't.
won't.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Once it started to get dark, I'm checking location. I'm like, where's she at? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Back you had said something. You had mentioned something
Mhm.
that you said this is the most you'll probably see. The most you'll see is my arms and my shoulders, and you know what I mean.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking, I said that's funny because thought about the church I was brought up in was Pentecostal,
Mhm. You had
and
to
I
cover
didn't
that
get down. Pentecostal church,
all the
you
way down to your
basically
ankle.
and you can't wear red. You ain't wearing lipstick. If you do, you Jezebel.
Mhm.
Roddy Rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, used to call them the holy rollers, right? They had
Mhm.
sheets to cover you up. You better,
Mhm.
if you're on the front row, you better have something on your knees.
Yeah.
They can
The
give you a
towels, they used to bring the
flag.
towels and put the towels on top of the lap and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The women wore the head covering.
Yeah.
And what I did over the years, like the other religion that I thought was kind of similar to Christianity, but didn't acknowledge Christ, was the NOI. And
Mhm.
I would like look if you take an image of the congregation of the NOI and put it next to like a holiness church, it's almost identical.
Mhm.
Basically, the way the women are covered up, the way that how can I say this? The way that how like with us, the women sat on the right, the men sat on the left.
Mhm.
The only time you really seen men and women sitting together as if they were like married couples with children. It was basically the mothers sat over, had their little area, the deacons had their row. You know how it's all set
Mhm.
up, right?
Mhm.
And it was very traditional.
Mhm.
And I remember listening to some of the children that I went to, as a child growing up. I would listen to some of the one girl, all she wore was long skirts past her knees, even in gym class.
Mhm.
And I remember she said, I'll never forget it. She said, I can't wait till I turn 18 because her dad was a preacher.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to do this and I'm going to
Mhm.
do that. And she
Mhm.
couldn't wait
Yeah.
to turn up.
Mhm.
Now, now I brought the majority of them were brought up in church as I was there. I'll just say that.
Mhm.
So, like the older ones, they grew up learning the books of the Bible and going to Sunday school, and they both have families. That my two boys, and there was a daughter that was in there they don't have the same mother,
Mhm.
but she ended up basically being a product of her environment, and she turned out how she was. I love my grandchildren. It is
Mhm.
what it is.
Yeah.
So what I would do, which I kind of, I mean, I love them. I mean, I love them all the same.
Yeah.
And they often accuse me of having favorites. I'm like, I don't have no favorites. I just like y'all differently. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
Everybody requires something different. People don't
Yeah,
understand that until they get older. They
yeah.
understand.
Every
Yeah.
child's not the same. You don't handle each one the same.
You don't.
So with my first daughter,
Mhm.
I would say to my youngest, I say, don't get out here and mess your life up like your sister did, because she had like three children and she wasn't married to nobody.
Mhm.
Now, I'm running my mouth talking about don't be like your sister, but think about how she got here.
Mhm.
She's illegitimate. I'm
Mhm.
not with her mom. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
and that's why I feel as though that's why Paul made such a good orator or author in the New Testament, because guess what? He was a persecutor of the Christians, right?
Mhm.
So, who better to talk about, sin and what to do and what not to do than a man that was out here living that life? You ever heard the saying, OGs and gangsters end
Mhm.
up being pastors?
Oh yeah.
It makes perfect
Yeah.
sense.
And there's a lot of them out there.
Yes,
You
it
got
makes
pimps in
perfect
the
sense. And you
pulpit.
can tell how they carry themselves now. They still, in a way, they still got like, I don't want to call them pimps, but they still pimping it. They still
Yeah.
rocking the nice cars. It is what it is. It took me, I don't know how many years to find out that the church that I belong to, that I didn't even know that the bishop was on payroll. I didn't know that. I didn't know the Church of God, Church of God in Christ was that they paid the pastors. I knew that they would have, the offerings and whatnot and special anniversaries. And
Mhm.
I mean, but I didn't know they were on like payroll. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
Mhm.
I get it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I think I know I'm all over the place, but it's
That's
like,
okay.
I understand it. But I want to go back to the attire.
Mhm.
Now, what's going to happen is, as I scroll through these TikTok streets, I notice that the ladies that are willing to lay themselves like a deli meat display case,
Mhm.
they got mad followers, dudes sending galaxies. 'Cause let's be real.
Yeah.
What they got it? What's in these gift boxes? They get everything. They get I ain't gonna say dolphins. They get all kinds of gifts. The galaxies, I'm thinking they might be $10, but and it's like I understand if they're using their what God gave them. Well, let's just keep it real. They're using what they got to get what they want.
Mhm.
And it is a whole culture of begging females on this app. It is crazy. But
Mhm.
I get it. I get it. Because if all they're doing, let's be real, if all they're doing is sitting up there with a top
Mhm.
with something pushed up or something like that, and dudes is emptying out their little coins, hey man, I can't be mad at them. Do Would I want to see my child up there doing it? No, but I understand that people do what they got to do.
Mhm.
And what do they call that? They said, what is the one of the oldest professions out here? We ain't gotta say it. I know this is a you know what the oldest profession is.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the oldest professions. This is just a soft form of it. And I remember I had TikTok pages way back then that got deactivated because I was sharing all kinds of conspiracy stuff and they didn't appreciate it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that a lot of the females on here, once like what 12, 11 o'clock, whatever, 1 o'clock in the morning come, it turns into, TikTok hub.
I don't stay up that late, but I know what I understand what
I
you're
know
getting
you
at.
know, you know what I'm talking
I
about.
know what you're talking about. And
They'll be on here fancy.
mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, I mean, I kind of understand it. I don't know what kind of money they make. Um, Depends on what type of time I was on. I might send a few coins. I've been in battles with like females, but the thing is, even with the battles, you know what them battles are? The the battles are the equivalent to casinos. It's the same rush. You're sitting, all right, you're a man, right? I'm just going to explain it from a man point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you want me to shut up, I will.
Okay.
From a man's point of view, when you're in the comment section of a battle of two nice looking females that are sitting there talking noise and scantily clad, it's the equivalent of being at a casino because one, your eyes are visually you're stimulated, right? Visually. Then on top of that, they're asking you to send money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hit me with a coin, hit me with a money gun, hit me with a this, hit me with a that. And you're sitting there hitting it. And I've done battles and I'm just like not even really paying no mind, but I'm on the side of the person that I might be following or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And before I know it, any little thing that I got in my little coin pocket, it goes quick, just like the casino.
Oh,
And then what's the temptation? Oh, let me recharge my account and add some more. Before you know it, you're burning up your whole Apple Cash. God, dog,
okay. I hear you.
that's crazy work.
I get stuff from here, the coins and stuff. I don't even know what that means because one of my last live, I heard a thing that's the ding ding ding, and you said it sounded like a
It sounds like a slot machine.
yeah. I don't know what that stuff is. I know, you go in and it asks you things that you like and you agree. I'm not into TikTok on that level. Like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
I come in here just to, just to
Spread the
speak.
message.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
now, they want to leave offerings and gifts.
I ain't gonna say
And
no because God know my circumstances. So,
that's
but
that's what I'm
but on
saying.
that same note, I'm not gonna do it for anything because I've had people come up over here and say, "Okay, I like to help you with this," but then when I go and find out what it is that you need, they know it's completely rated RRR. I'm not on that time, so
Well,
don't
what's going to
don't.
happen is they're going to say, "Hey, do you got some red lipstick?" And you're going to say,
No, some
"I
of them are
do."
straightforward and they'll say what they
They're gonna,
want.
well, hold on. See, I'm trying to be Mickey Mouse here. They might say, "Got some red lipstick?" You might say, "Yeah, I got some." I'll send you $100 if you put some on. You be like, you know what? This does feel weird,
That's just a doorway
but
into something
but
that you don't want.
that's the gateway, yeah. And then the temptation. I'm gonna say this. The temptation may be there. Say, you know what? What's the harm? This guy's online. If it gets weird, I can block him. Blah blah blah. He don't know where I live, so
What's
they
that
might
movie, Girl
compromise
Six?
themselves. They will compromise themselves to
Mm-hmm.
get those few coins, right? So they might, well, put it on, but put it on slow.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying is actually, I am reciting the script of a short film that I seen on YouTube. I was like, that is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little like these short films called "Don't Go Online," and every one of them starts with a woman sitting there with a pile of bills, and all of them are saying "past due."
Mm-hmm.
And what does she do? She flips up on her laptop. She goes, "Hey, I never did this before. How you going? How you doing?" And then one guy will pop up, and the next thing, it don't even be a guy, it be a faceless guy,
Mhm.
like user number 123. And then he's saying, "I'll give you $100 if you put on a red dress and some lipstick," and she does it. And I'm like, wow, I believe that's real.
AI just said discussing the pressures to earn coins on TikTok.
It's It's real. It's real. And the reason why I know it's real, because it's happening on TikTok every day,
Yeah,
every
TikTok just
night,
mm.
every night. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy work.
Before, but on that note, before anybody here, I want to keep whoever's listening. That's
Yeah.
why I always say it's important to love yourself, know who you are, whose you are, and what you carry. You don't want to if you love yourself so much and know that you love you and you respect you, you're not gonna be so quick to give in to what these other people are trying to get. It's like when you owe bills or if you're in a certain type of uh downfall or whatever or situation in your life, it's like there's a
Shit.
yeah there's an aroma that the enemy can smell, and sometimes you can give it off by even a certain look, and then they would gravitate to you. Because I used to say, well, how all these people when I first came on here, about 2 years ago, there was a whole bunch of one culture of people that was gravitating to me and offering things. And I'm like, how y'all finding me? What's going on? And it is the way that I may have looked or some of certain keywords that I've said and all that other stuff. And it just kind of built up a internet like aroma that reached out to all those people for them to come in and try to find uh what they wanted within me. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. But you got to be strong enough in yourself and you got to love yourself and get past that. So I want to say to all the women out there, don't let the cares of this world make you feel like you have to be so low to where you got to do something that you know in your heart is not right, and give into that. You're going to have people that's going to lay it on strong to try to make it seem like it's good, but you need to be strong in who you are and know whose you are and make sure that you don't fall to those traps. So although we're talking about this, it's real. It's not something that's is happening. But just to encourage the women out there and even men, because it's happening to men too, just make sure that you stay strong in who you are and do what you know is right. Don't give into the temptations.
Well, men are the ones funding it.
Oh,
We fund it.
oh, well then for women.
But we can tell you,
Oh wow.
we fund it. Think about it. We're the audience. We're
Mhm.
the consumer of this material.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
We can we can say, women, do not compromise yourself. Do not sell your soul to the enemy for riches or anything or any material gain that you
But
think
behind the
can
scene
benefit.
at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, come over here.
12 o'clock, 1 o'clock,
Yeah.
got a sleepless night. I can't get no rest. I
Yeah.
wake up and then boom, I'm on TikTok. Now I'm emptying out my whole cash app. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But see, on that same note too, the men can come around, turn around, since you said they're funding it, can turn around and then now talk negative to the individual because they ain't got no more coins. And they did, you know what I'm saying, that it passing the insecurity on to the other person or making the female feel bad for what she just did when she in her mind was trying to do the right thing, but got called into doing the wrong thing
Yeah.
type of
So in
thing.
other words, what she did, she's going to be disrespected for it because the man is not going to respect her for that.
And that sucks. When I hear
Yeah.
stories like that, that is terrible. I mean, for someone that's trying to be the best for a female, and I'm not saying me, a female in general, trying to do what's right, and they don't have the help that they need, and they're trying to do what they can do the best that they know how, and they come across something, and then they get reprimanded for it in the end by the same person that was trying
That
to get them.
enabled the behavior.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's
Be,
crazy.
be going on. I be going online. I be joining every now and then when
Mhm,
I'm feeling emotionally
mhm.
strong enough. I go in on a live and like sometimes it be a lot of these lives are just clickbait. Get people or rage bait as they call it just to stir up conversation
Mhm.
because America's addicted to drama.
Yeah.
So with that being said, like one of the latest ones I was on, the lady had a prompt and the prompt said, "Do men love 304s?"
Mhm.
And of course, the men were all in the comments, running their mouth. And I was in the comments at first, but then I was like, you know, forget all this typing. I requested up and started talking. I said, yeah, yeah, men do. And for a man to sit up here and talk about a woman that has, a high body count is ridiculous because who's causing her to have a high body count? She's not messing around with herself.
Mm-mm.
So for a man to say that a grown woman over 30 should probably only been with maybe three men, that is unrealistic.
It is.
And it's men that's out there. But if you ask him how many people he been with, oh, 20, 30, 50, 100. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
how is it that she can only have three, but you've been with,
Mm-hmm.
the whole zip code? Makes no sense.
When you said that, I was brought to mind that um, some of these women are not trying to have multiple partners. They're thinking that that guy that they're with is the one, and then it finds out that it's not, and then now they're left alone, and so this it just repeats itself over and over again, and so it's crazy when you said that.
I'm glad you said that because I said that too.
Hmm.
I said I myself had lied to women about my intentions
Hmm.
to get what I wanted out of them, to get short term pleasure.
Hmm.
I gaslit them. And I said, well, some women are delusional and they believe everything a man say. And in other words, I was taking the stance of backing up. So I'm not, all right, in other words, why am I going to sit here and say women that mess around or promiscuous are all uh, whores or whatever, but
Hmm.
yet give men a pass and we're the ones out here laying with them?
Hmm.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't, and
It's like a double standard.
it is. It
Now,
is.
the only reason why, now before I used to think differently. You know why? Because the Bible really dealt with women more harshly for being promiscuous than they did with men. It was almost to the point where we were sitting believing, like, hold on, we should be able to be like Solomon and King David and Abraham.
And the women
But
had
we
no rights.
seen,
They couldn't do. They had to do whatever you told men told them to do. And
but
back
at
in
the
that day,
same time, it was a negative consequence that came along because I came across a beautiful video. This woman said,
Mhm.
she said, every great man, I've been saying this for years as a person that read that Bible, every great man was taken down by a woman. Start in the New Testament. Look what Abraham did listening to Sarah.
Mm,
Oh,
that
he
was crazy.
do that.
Mm-mm.
Even though she was allowed to let him do that.
If he loved her like he said he loved her, he wouldn't have. In my mind, wouldn't have done that. You
Now,
giving yourself to somebody else when you devoted yourself to this one person. In my
I
mind,
don't
that
even
was crazy.
I don't even have my other device on me so I can look up stuff in real time. But who was the other one that was it Jacob or Joseph, the one that had the one wife and then he wanted the other sister named Leah or he wanted
Yeah.
but
Oh, was that Jacob?
it's
And the father was it the father made him stay additional 7 years?
he had to work
Mm-hmm.
off.
Yeah, I believe that was Jacob. I don't know.
But the thing is, didn't he end up having more children with the one that he really, in other words, the one, what they gave her a description in the Bible to make it seem like
She was
she wasn't
barren.
that
She couldn't.
beautiful.
Uh, uh,
The one he wanted, I thought the one he
the
wanted
one
was
that he
barren,
wanted was barren.
but the one that wasn't that pretty,
Yeah, the sister.
she ended up having all the babies.
Yeah, and then the one that was barren ended up having. Did she have a baby? No, but yeah,
Tell
yeah.
me how many times in real life that really happens. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Who do men usually have the babies with? The one they don't want to be out in public with, the one they don't want to show off, the one they don't want to take home to mama,
Mm-hmm.
the one that you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the pretty girl, the one that everybody want, which is the one you want to stay away from. Because everybody, I just saying, any chick that spend more time washing her face, she probably ain't washing in our other places. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that based on rumors and speculation and experience.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
anyway, and, you know what? I'm supposed to be over here making my own content, but I uploaded a video earlier. It was a short. I
Mhm.
kept checking it. I was like, it's been 40 minutes. Oh, I guess everybody's still at work. YouTube is crazy. I never look. Let me tell you what they be doing. I've uploaded videos, and all I did was download and reacted to somebody else's content,
Mhm.
and got like almost a million
Mhm.
views on something, right?
Mhm.
And then after that, next thing you know, I start seeing my views get tapered down 500, 700, 100. I'm like, what is going on here? And then I start looking at other content creators that I follow, pretty much all complain about the same thing. But the other ones that I know are monetized, I noticed that they have multiple channels.
Oh.
They take their long form, they're it's getting to the point where they're taking the long form content and making clips out of that and starting a whole new channel with just like short videos. Because
15.
I'm be honest with
I heard something this morning when I went in about 15 minutes, trying to keep it
you.
down to like 15 minutes, something like
Yeah,
that.
because let's be real, our attention span is not
It,
that
yeah,
long.
yeah. I
And
noticed that when I look on here too. You see people that scrolling through, and you like, are they stopping by or did they scrolling through?
yeah, because yeah, if they like, all right, if we was in here talking about all kinds of crazy stuff, they'd probably hang right out. If me and you was arguing and cussing each other out,
Yeah, it'll be.
you probably have 80 people in here.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I know that for a fact because I was just in a comment section of another live. She was in there talking crazy to each other.
Mhm.
And it was funny. And I was laughing too. But those, like I said, America is addicted to drama. They
Yeah.
love drama, and the men love women that display their goods like deli meat at the
Mhm.
grocery store. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Because I can put up a short talking about relationships and the importance of doing this right,
Mhm.
and I'll get 500-600 views on YouTube. But the chick that's showing her knockers and her behind, 1.5 million views. I'm like,
Mhm.
"Hey, are you
Mhm.
what are we doing here?"
Yeah. That's why earlier I mentioned that my focus and my purpose is to keep it on one stem because it's easy to fall into uh, the conversation to change into something that um to lead to where it can cause problems. But I try to stay grounded and stay focused so that I don't take my content or even me fall into the trap of trying to. Because when I say it could be easy, when I first came on here and I was doing scriptures and talking about the Bible and try to relate certain things, I had people that was like, oh, they don't want to hear about that. So I was like, well, then maybe I should broaden my conversation to something else. So I did that, and I still do change the topic based off of uh if somebody make a suggestion, but I won't go too into it because then it becomes a question of why I didn't say things the way they said it. And I'm like, well, I'm not you.
Like, yeah, I
So
know what you're
I
saying.
can't do it the way that you do it. But
That's how I feel. Like there's certain topics that I'm just not interested in at 51. I just don't
mhm.
care. I don't care what this rapper said about that rapper.
Mhm.
I don't care about that stuff.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, that garbage is trending.
it is. It is. Even
And
what they wear on certain type of events and all that other stuff. I don't you gotta wear clothes. So what's the big deal? But I understand what you're saying.
I mean it's cool. Like I would say on my YouTube channel, I kind of like pivoted. Like I'm saying, let me try this and see what kind of numbers I get on that, or let me try that. And I'm like, I just think right now, be honest with you, on YouTube, I know I keep bringing that one up. YouTube, in my opinion, is definitely not pushing content the way they used to. Because I'm not even seeing people that I'm subscribed to sometimes. I be seeing all these new people that I'm not subscribed to. I'm like, what? Who's
Mhm.
this person?
Yeah, I post up there, but I don't post too much because every time I do a live on that one, there's always an issue. So I just record, view
And
it,
then upload it.
and then upload it that way. So that way
Yeah, yeah, me too.
they can't say I said something or heard something or whatever the case might be. And it got to the point to where I don't know what they're looking for or how to flow the way that I need to flow. So But I do want to do try the podcast. I want to try to get into that where it's like we the screen by screen where you can see the people, or even at the same type of station where you can talk and have like a almost like a radio station type thing.
I've seen, I know it's a content creator out there now. I think one of his channels is called, I think he calls it Room 9.
Hmm.
His name is Anton Daniels.
Oh,
And what
okay.
he does, he has a bunch of, I would say at least 9 people.
Oh,
And it
okay.
looks almost like a Zoom call.
Oh,
And
okay.
they post on, yeah, they post on YouTube, and seems like they do pretty good numbers.
Oh,
And it's a
okay.
mixture of men and women. And so with that, and they're in different cities, and they're all set up in their respective areas. And the thing is, with that many people, it will make for interesting conversations because
Hmm.
with the age differences and all that, and belief
Yeah.
systems, you end up having a diverse conversation, which
Yeah.
to me is better. I don't want to be in a conversation particularly where everybody agrees with each other. That is boring.
And it's
It's
not
like an echo chamber.
realistic.
Yeah, it's an echo chamber. So
Hmm.
it's almost like, say you have like a podcast. You want somebody that is willing to talk and be controversial. You might call him the live wire. He's the one, or she's the one that's going to keep the conversation interesting. Or like what I do, I like to always take the opposing view of what's popular. Like
Hmm.
right now, everybody's uh, crying foul over this Nolan Wells case. And I'm like, well, what do we really know?
Hmm.
We don't really know anything. The only thing we do know is that man is gone,
Hmm.
and but we don't know who did it. We want to believe we know who did it, but we can't just say, well, if it was up to me that all these people are guilty. We don't know what happened to that boy.
Oh, hold on. Yeah. Well, we don't know. Sorry.
So with all that said, I try to be logical,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna just say this: when it comes to people of our color, logical thinking is not allowed. You
Mm-mm.
have to be purely emotional.
Yeah. That's how the world is. Um. Well, no, not saying that's how the world is, but um, that's how a lot of the situation. People try to rile people up based off of emotions and feelings, and try to get uh something going on from there.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I didn't mean to come in and hijack you because here's the difference. We did the first one. I was barely awake. I hadn't ate breakfast. I ain't had no. I was like out of it. My mind wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Been up.
Oh,
Matter of
okay.
fact, yeah, I've been up. So it's like, I'm good now. I actually considered doing a live on YouTube, and I was like, well, hold on. I almost feel like I want to have some notes written down because I do not want to be sitting on there talking about, uh, when I do my videos, my
Hmm.
little short videos on TikTok
Hmm.
and YouTube, I got a script already written out.
I have a few. Some of my stuff I have words or some sentences, and some I just don't. And those ones I had to take a break for like 3 days because I was like, I ain't got it.
And it seemed like I go on, like, I guess maybe it's because what the algorithm is
Hmm.
and what the who I'm subscribed to, I kept just keep seeing the same stories. Right now, Nolan Wells, Nolan Wells, Nolan Wells.
Hmm.
It's like all these people are jumping on board, and I've been avoiding it. And I'm thinking to myself, should I make a video about it? Then I make one, and it'd be like, oh, 200 views. I'm like, oh god.
You missed it by that much.
They're not, but it's an ongoing case. So as
Yeah.
long as it's ongoing,
Yeah.
it's going to be trending because there's so many. See, there's too many unknowns, and people are holding these lies, and they put these prompts up talking about, do you think it's foul play? It's like, well, it does sound fishy.
Yeah.
As a parent, if it was my child that didn't come home, I was like, nobody would get any sleep. But at the same time, since I don't have a familial tie to Nolan, I have a empathy for his family. I feel bad for them. Therefore, I'm able to think logically.
Mhm.
I don't know if logic would be clicking in if it was my youngest son that didn't
Mm-mm.
come home from
It'd
this.
be straight emotions
I
and
would be, yeah, I would be the dude that they'd be like, no, don't do that. Don't throw your wife, don't throw your life away. Don't. They'd be like trying to talk me down, you know.
mhm.
They'd be
Yeah.
like, you got to tell me something. I'd be all in the parents' face. It would
Mm.
be no
No
rest
rest, yeah.
because some what they put out there, it sounds fishy.
Mhm.
It really does.
But like I said, I don't know too much about the case. I'm not following it. It's kind of close to not my immediate, but I can relate to it on a different level as far as family. So I don't talk too much about it because I don't want to add additional, the family has to watch and
Flames to
hear
the
all of this
fire.
stuff. Yeah, the family has to constantly relive something, and I just want, I pray that God is over there protecting the family, giving them that extra hug and love that they need, and allow them to make it through whatever they're going through, because it's deep. So I want to end that conversation there on that on that note, because I don't know too much about it to even talk about it. Nor do I want to stir up any emotion